welcome back to part 2 of my Days of Play sale breakdown. This one is about PlayStation 5 games, and honestly, I'm a little bit unsure whether or not this is the kind of video you guys actually want to see. So let me know in the comments down below whether or not you want to see PS5 deals or not, because I'm not sure how many of you actually have PS5s versus just have a PS4. This camera is really on an angle today. I don't know if we've actually made it any better or if we've just made it worse. Let's just keep this train going and let's look at some deals. Alright, PS5, Days of Play. You've still got time to jump on the Days of Play sale. You've got to the end of next week to jump on these deals before Days of Play ends. And honestly, the Days of Play sale has been... It's been Now, the PS5 games specifically are a point of contention. I know it is in the comments section of my videos. Keep in mind, a lot of these, this is the first time they've ever been discounted to this degree. Most of these games aren't enormous discounts because they are kind of new games. So it is their first round of discounts essentially since launch. Now, let's start with Demon's Souls. This is $60, 14% off, down from 70. It's an unusual one because PS5 games are obviously more expensive than PS4 games. So do I recommend it? It's a really tough one. This is the price it probably should have released at, given it's a remake of a game on PS3. It's great, and it's a PS5 game if you've got a PS5 and looking for something to play. If you don't, though, just play the PS3 version. It's probably like $10, and it's very good still. It's very good. Or just Dark Souls. Just play Dark Souls on the PS4. The funniest part about that specifically is that Demon's Souls is like one of the only true like exclusive PS5 games. The rest of them are cross-gen with PS4. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, is a cross-gen game, $35.99. Very reasonable price for this. Massive open world Assassin's Creed game on both PS4 and PS5, and you get both versions if you purchase it at the moment. 40% off. I would say this is a pretty good discount. Borderlands 3, another PS4, PS5 game. This one is down to $20 or $19.79. I've had a weird opinion about this one, that this will become a free PlayStation Plus game for PS5 at some point this year. I still believe that is going to happen, so I'm still saying don't buy this one. But it is a good game. If you're looking for a new like first-person co-op shooter to play, or you just really like Borderlands, then of course it's a great pickup. And for $20, good deal here. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, one of the weirdest names in a COD game, but it's $44.79. Pretty decent price for this one as well. Same situation though. If you haven't picked it up at this point, give it a couple more months, wait till the new COD game is announced, wait till the support for this one's finished, and you'll be able to get this one way cheaper. Next sale, it's probably going to be at that $39 price point or $35, and then by Christmas, probably down to that $29 price point. So just keep that in mind. If you are really on the fence about this one, hold off a few more months and you'll be okay. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, down to $38.99, 35% off. It's weird because I feel like this would have been a bit cheaper than this, probably down to that $30 price point if the PS5 version hadn't come out. Now, if you have PS4, you get the free PS5 version anyway, but if you're purchasing it now, you get it on both platforms. I still feel though, it's a new game, so it's you know, justifiably a high price, but I feel like it would have been cheaper if the PS5 version had to come out. I don't know, just my opinion. I wonder whether or not that price has artificially been given an extra bump just because it's coming out on a new platform. Who knows? Crash is a great game though. Crash 4 is probably my favorite Crash Bandicoot game, so I do highly recommend it if you're looking for a mascot platform or just something really fun to play. PS4, PS5, it's on both. FIFA 21 Champions Edition, this is the PS4 and PS5 edition, 75% off supposedly. I'm not a massive FIFA guy, but I know a lot of you guys are. This was $80 down to $19.99. If you're into FIFA, could be a good opportunity to jump in here. It's probably not going to get much cheaper than this, and given there's a new FIFA game coming out in probably a month's time, timing is probably right for this one. Judgment is 25% off, down to $30. This is a brand new PS5 game. It only got released on PS5 like a month ago, I believe, and it doesn't have an upgrade path from PS4. So if you're looking to play Judgment again on PS5, you do have to purchase it again, which does suck. I don't know why Sega did that. It is Sega, right? It's Sega. I'm pretty sure it's Sega that did that. I don't know if that's a coincidence. The game is normally $39.99, but it probably shouldn't be at this point, given it's been out for like a year on PS4, and if you're in Japan, it's been out for like 2 or 3 years on PS4. So I'm on the fence about this one. It's a fantastic game, but the price might just not quite be right. It Takes Two PS4 and PS5 edition, $39.99, save 10%. This one's not super cheap either. It's pretty much full price, but the cool thing about this game specifically is it has the ability to play it if only one person purchases it. So you may not be aware, It Takes Two is a co-op game. The entire game is played in co-op, split screen or online, but only one person needs to own the game. So if you buy the game and you want to play it with your buddy, they can download the client or they can download the product and play it with you for free. So only one of you only has to own it. Obviously, if like the person who pays for it, they'll get the trophies, the other person won't get trophies. So if you both want trophies, you both have to buy it. But you can play through the whole game with only one person purchasing it, which is actually really thoughtful of EA and a really cool addition, I think, to this game. Immortals Phoenix Rising, I talk about this one pretty much every sale because it is kind of a bit of a sleeper. $30, 50% off. Good price, I would say, for this one. Really, really solid open world action adventure game, very similar to Legend of Zelda. And there's caveats though, of course. The caveat being, if you have a Nintendo Switch, just go play Breath of the Wild. It's a much, much better game than this. But if you've played Breath of the Wild and you're done with that, or you don't have a Nintendo Switch and you're looking for an equivalent to that on the PS5, this is a goodish option. Although I would still just recommend go out and buy a Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild because it's just better. The first proper price drop for Spider-Man Miles Morales, $39.99, 20% off. This one here is a great game as well. Fantastic game, and if you enjoyed Marvel's Spider-Man, the original, on the PlayStation 4, then this is a must-buy, obviously, because it just carries on that legacy so well, and the story is good, and it does everything well. The problem is, it's not as long as Marvel's Spider-Man. It's a much, much shorter experience. Coming in at like 6 or 7 hours, it's very hard to justify paying that almost full retail price point, $40 price point, for a game like this, given it is a much more truncated experience. If you're a massive Spider-Man fan and you're really looking for that new action-adventure game, I think this is a good option. But remember, like all launch party or launch titles from Sony, they will get discounted more severely over time. So waiting until Christmas or 1 year after this game is launched, you're probably going to see it for that $29 or $25 price point, maybe even $19.99 by Black Friday. Marvel's Avengers is down to $23.99. This is a PS4, PS5 cross-buy game again. This is how I feel like it should be done. This game obviously didn't do particularly well, but it has been updated and patched a lot since it initially launched, and they have improved on a lot of stuff. It still has its trials and tribulations. It's not perfect by any means, but if you go into it with the right mindset, you will probably enjoy it. This game here though, $23.99, despite it coming out on PS5 this year, I think is the right way to do it. Square Enix have priced the game correctly for what it is, which is essentially a port or a remake. It's a PS5 port, let's face it. It's probably enhanced in some ways, but the reality is it's the same game. So it shouldn't be, or buyers shouldn't be penalized for buying the PS4 version after the PS5 version comes out. Sorry, trying to get my words right there. Not bad. Not, you know, it's if you're looking for something like that to play. Outriders PS4 and PS5 edition. This is by all intents and purposes a great game. A lot of people have praised this very highly. I've played a very small amount of it, so I can't speak too much of it myself. $44.99, probably a little bit high, but the game did only come out a month and a half ago, if that. So seeing a massive 25% discount that soon after launch is very promising for this game. It means that in the next sale, it will probably hit that $35, $39 price point as well. Neo and Neo 2, these ones came out very recently as well. Both of these are $40 if you purchase them separately. But then there's also a collection for $60 if you want to buy the collection. The Neo collection, again, is a brand new game that only came out in February. But they are remasters or remakes. No, they're not remakes. They're remasters of the PS4 versions of those games. So there are enhancements and improvements. So technically it's a new game that only came out a few months ago. So the discounts are okay, but they are still just ports of those PS4 games to PS5 with enhancements. So, you know, asking $60 for those two games. Look, the two games are great games, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing Neo or Neo 2. I love those games. They're fantastic, especially if you're a Souls fan. But price-wise, it's still a little tad high for what it actually is. Here in Australia as well, it's like $129 or $139, which is crazy for those games. Sackboy: A Big Adventure, really cool mascot platformer, 17% off down to $49.79. Pretty decent discount, I would say, for this one here. Have seen it cheaper at retail though, so keep an eye out maybe at Walmart and things like that if you are looking for this a little bit cheaper than that. But you're getting a pretty decent game here on PS5. Really fun little mascot platformer in 3D, obviously carrying on that lineage of Sackboy if you're after something like that. We have Watch Dogs Legion, which it's a hard one for me to recommend because the game does have so many problems, but if you're looking for a third-person action game, it's down to $19.79, both a cross-buy PS4, PS5 game. Not fantastic. not the worst thing in the world, not the best thing in the world. So there's that. We've also got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 for $40, 20% off. First time it's been discounted this low, I believe, except for the most recent sale, which also included it discounted this low. So if it's this low now, it means it will be discounted to this point again in the future as well, if not further, because we've seen it once before. So $40 for this one, you're getting a remake of both of those games. I don't know. And an honorable mention, Werewolf the Apocalypse. I'm throwing this one in here, 35% off. Pat over in the Discord has said to me, do not buy this game. It is a very bad AA game. I still think I'm going to pull the trigger on this one. I feel like I need to experience something just to make me feel something, even if it's not feeling good. You know, sometimes you just want to punish yourself and be like, hey, I'm going to go get a platinum for a game that I know isn't going to be good, isn't going to be fun, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, I do that way more than I should. Let me know which games you have picked up or are picking up from the Days of Play sale, and let me know if you like PS5 videos or not as well. I'm curious to find out how many of you actually have PS5s and how many of you this benefits, because if it's not a thing that you guys want to see, I won't make PS5 videos for a while. I'll stick to PS4. Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. If you hated this, leave a like. If you're not a subscriber, you know where it is. I'll see you guys in the next one. Patrons, thank you so very much for each and every one of your generosity this month. You'll be seeing your names coming up here on the right hand side if you're a Patreon or a channel member on the YouTube channel this month. If you want to support me, if you do decide you want to support me further and help keep this channel's lights on, link in the description down below to become a Patreon, or you can click on the join button down below next to the subscribe button to become a channel member. Thanks, you guys, you're all legends.